Looks like price is at the 500. At the 500, oversold. Yesterday, if you guys look at the movement yesterday, price bounced up and down off of the same area all day. Got some support here. We're at P. But we're underneath perp. Kind of a weird area because yesterday we only moved about 4,000 pips. Today we moved about 2,700. We're under perp. Off P, we're off the 500. Perp is in the way. We get above and stay above perp. And we got the high of the day. I'm just worried about maybe there might be a downtrend. $5:15, 6 o'clock. I guess we'll see how we treat the perp. Got PMI a little later in the day. Other than that, nothing else. Now we got price fighting perp and the level. Only thing I'm looking at is this possible downtrend. So now we're pushing above perp. Good volume here. Good volume pushing into this possible downtrend. Or with the 500, first candle to go above perp. Strong volume. Good move so far above perp. I'm just worried about this little downtrend area, kind of where we're at right now. This right here is what I'm worried about. I mean, this level, this downtrend line, this is the high of the day. You know, if we don't just break up, we might bounce around here in this area. We might come back down. But we'll give it a moment. I'm already in it. I'm already in it from off of P gold zone. So I did enter into more contracts here as we pushed above perp, but my stop loss is in profit already at like $100. So I'm okay taking 100, being safe at this area. M2? What is M2? Oh, me too? Okay, good, 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 good. That's the point we get at, right? Is if we're entering in off of gold zones and then we added here like at 635, there should be enough room where you can get your stop loss in profit as we are going to be dancing in this area, right? Because now that my stop loss is in profit $100, I can just let this go and not be afraid if this does come back down, right? I'm kind of leaning towards that it's going to go up, but it doesn't mean that we don't manage the entry and get our stop loss into profit at a downtrend line, at a level, at the high of the day. But now we're getting some volume up here. Let's see if we can get this full push P to R1 gold zone, and let's see what we can get out of it. So I'm floating in profit about 285, 300. Stop losses in profit 100, so I've locked in 300 at least for the day. Here we're at the downtrend line that I'm a little bit worried about not breaking. Prices not in an apparent structure just yet. Overall, we are in an uptrend, but on this smaller movement type of time frame, we are kind of bouncing up and down, and well, it's just this downtrend line that's in the way. My stop loss is in profit. I'll hold. Worst case, I take 300 from this day. Best case, we ride this up to R1 gold zone. Wick to the top is not great looking, but we'll see what this gives us. Profit about 285, 300. Price could come down, bounce and dance off of perp. Price could just come down as well. So we got price. Yep, there we go. Price came back down, tapped me out. This downtrend line could be real. Now we kind of just wait to see how price respects perp. I'll jump back in if there's some strong buying off of perp. I might consider selling off, but not really. Big rejection right there. I'm happy I moved stop loss into profits. This is what we do. We protect our wins. Remember, it's not about the dollar signs, it's about the movement. It's about the pepperoonies. The last thing you want to do is hold through that, knowing that price is possibly coming into a downtrend. And how do we know it's a downtrend? We don't. But I can see that it might be. So I draw it and I respect it. Because it's better safe than sorry. Which right now, if you didn't move stop loss into profit, you would not be happy right now. We do have PMI news coming up in 11 minutes. Maybe that will just push us in the right direction. But so far we can agree that price might possibly be ranging here. Right? And why would I say that? Somebody tell me why I would say, after just 18 minutes of price movement, why would I say price might be ranging here? Anybody have any guesses? Any answers on why I might already be afraid that we could be in a downtrend? Range. Price is back at this level. Getting some support here. Nobody has any answer for me as to why I might already think we're in a range. The easy answer is because my first trade didn't go the way that... Okay. I'll wait. Kind of. I would say so. That's a decent answer. Joe, Jesus, did you have an answer? I saw you typing too. There's no wrong answers. Yesterday ranging. It's a good answer. It's a good answer. Structure, right? If we look left, this level and the high of today is previous day's R1. It's also previous day's high. But what did I just do that didn't work out? Well, not that it didn't work out, but what did we just do that didn't just run? right? Think about the data. Gold to gold, okay? Expected it gold to gold. Exactly. So, regardless if the gold zone was there and we're taking it up, usually when we get into our trades that are just easy winners, what does price usually just do the moment we enter into it? It just goes. Yep. It just goes. So if we get into an entry that just doesn't go, then the only thing I can assume is it's not going to be an average day, or it's not going to be normal, right? Think about, if you guys are back testing, if you guys are thinking about all your entries that you've ever taken, and you definitely, if you think about it, you've probably taken more trades that won than lost. It's just that the losses tend to outweigh the winners for a lot of reasons. But that's just it. If price doesn't just run, because isn't that perfect? Like that's a perfect juice setup. 630, little doji off of P gold zone. Add to it at 635. You would have just expected it to just shoot up. I did. I went 250 at 630 for stop loss. I went 250 for stop loss. And then as price broke perp, I added another 250, and that made my stop loss a full 500. So I fully believed in the entry. Luckily there was a little bit movement up to level, which is the high of the day, giving me enough room to move stop loss into profit 100. So that's why I was hoping you guys would finally kind of understand that, right? Because once again, if we're trusting the math and we're trusting the numbers, the probability, our risk to reward on how we win, you should be trusting every entry to get you into profit enough that if we run, great. And if we don't run like today, great as well. Because we're at least able to get into profit. You know, I only took 100 off of that because price came back down. But that's just it, is I gained 100. I didn't lose 100. And now we use that data. I mean, if you think about even yesterday. Yesterday my entry as price popped up at like 735 or whatever, full porting it as price went above 740, gold zone. Price goes above gold zone, goes above perp, and then shoots up to the next gold zone. That is what I was expecting. And I kind of expect that every day. And if that doesn't happen, then I expect that the day is going to be a little janky. And yesterday, it's not a janky day. I mean, it is a janky day because price kind of just ranges up and down. But that's pretty normal, right? There was money to be made at the entry I took going up, money to be made as price came back down, and honestly, there's money to be made on the same entry at like 8:30 yesterday. Price going up, price breaks above perp, price finally stays above perp, price goes about 90% up to the next gold zone. So just yesterday, if you only took entries with the 500 off the 100, we can see that it physically bounces off the 100 like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You would have been totally Gucci, right? At least enough to get stop loss into profit, at least enough to believe the entry, because that's all we're doing. We're just needing to be confident in the entry we're taking, understanding why it didn't work, and keep going. Like here right now, right? Two things that can happen. We're either going to range, maybe this downtrend line that I drew is strong, or we could just be bouncing up right here. We could be making a W. Just as much as I'm believing in that downtrend line I drew, here's an uptrend that could possibly be right here. But that's my point is, I don't know that it's going to range. I don't know that this downtrend line is real. All I know is I took my entry that I would believe any day off of 630, adding at 635, and that didn't completely run. So I'm only going to assume that the charts are trying to fuck us today. And I don't get fucked. I do the fucking. So that means I just be patient. And now we wait. Because now we got some areas established. We got that orb, if you guys want to call it the open range breakout. We just got the high of 630 and the low of 630, if that's what you want to call it. We got this downtrend line and this uptrend line that makes a wedge. We have a lot of structure that we can use now. Now that we know that price didn't want to break out of this area, well, I'm telling myself, wherever we break out, we're probably going to run now, right? I'm just going down the line of deduction. I'm just going down the line of deduction. If my first entry, which usually always works out, didn't work out fully, and I don't mean it didn't win, because it still made me money, but if it doesn't completely run the way I'm expecting it to go, deduction says, well, the day might be janky, we might be wedging, we might just be making a W here as we're pushing back above perp, right? But now we have some pretty solid areas to believe that once we break, price is likely to run past it. So we got the high, that level that we just rejected. We got bottom of 630's candle, which is like P gold zone. That's about what? Probably a solid 1500-ish worth of pips. Look at that. I didn't even have to freaking look. 1531 exactly. 1,531 pipperoonies. I'm also taking into consideration the 500. That price just bounced off of the 500. But let's smash this chart together and let's look at structure. Maybe let's go to a slightly higher time frame. Take off my gold zones and see if there's anything that I'm not seeing on the lower time frames. Do have a fatty uptrend. Do have that downtrend from yesterday, or from like 3 days ago, from Thanksgiving time. So yeah, there's these lines here would have me believing that there's a good chance we can still pop up from here. A little X marks the spot right there. Now we got price moving above perp again. So what do we know about perp? Simple question. What do we know about perp? What is likely to happen when price goes above perp? And what is likely to happen when price is under perp? And think about why I would be asking you that, as we're trying to figure out what direction price might want to run. Trend, good. Over goes up, under goes down, exactly. So if we know that, we can start, having not a bias, but we can start kind of understanding where price might be likely to go. Well, whenever price does whatever it wants to do above or below perp. And it doesn't mean that we always have to get into like the first movements above perp or under perp, but it does mean we can pay attention to what we know is likely to happen when price is above or below perp. We're still right here where price kind of rejected. Now if price is kind of reconfirming that maybe this downtrend is weak, then that would reconfirm price being above perp and price possibly staying above perp. But we are not sure yet. We got news popping off, I think right now. PMI, yep. So let's see if news pushes and keeps us above perp. Right? This is not where you full port stuff, especially when you know we got level that we've already rejected. This might be an area where you decide to take your one contract type of movement. And once we start breaking specific areas that we know we didn't break, then maybe you start adding. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you don't, because there is a lot of bullshit in the way. We got the downtrend line that we're fighting. We got the high of the day that we still need to break. You know, there's still a lot of things in the way, which means, well, you don't have to go crazy. Got price fighting now. Big volume here off of perp. So now, what am I thinking? Isn't it pretty calm? Isn't it pretty calm when we talk things out, guys? You know what I mean? You guys got to be talking this out to yourselves as well. Talk to yourselves. Now we're saying, okay, if price can get above perp and stay above perp, price is likely to continue up. What do we have in the way now? We still have this level. We're at this level. Just because we're at this level doesn't mean we're going to break it. This level is a strong area of resistance, being that it's previous day gold zone. It's today's high. Alright, so this is an area where we need to manage things if price is not really ready to fully break up from here. So price gave us a little bit of volume there. Now kind of stalling out. Let's see if it just needs some time to figure its life out and maybe decide that it wants to stay above perp. Because remember, this whole area over here could be an area of resistance. But now that it's made a second push up and above perp, might be a good time to take a risk, you know, like risk seeing if it will go up, right? And the only way that you can do that confidently and comfortably is if you're not over leveraging your account. So price is getting some rejection here. Once again, this is the high of the day. This is the high of the day. We're at a level, so price is going to make a decision here. There's no doubt. Price will make a decision. I ate on the side of caution. So you best believe my stop loss already in profit, even though it may not be a whole lot. But I'm not taking the risk of losing any money. Ever. Got some rejection here. So there's definitely some volume in the market right here. We got buyers and sellers fighting. Who's going to win the war? The war of the buyers and the sellers on this day, Wednesday, December the 3rd, on 2025, just weeks before the new year, 2026. Oh! Oh! Hurry, hurry! Let the decree announce that it was a glorious fight, and patience would win us the war. Here on the charts. Safety, patience equals power. Power over the pips. Pips over the profits. Profits over the land. And next thing you know, we've won the world. What's going on here? We've stalled out. So we're definitely not just running. So what does that tell us? That's tapped me out in profits. Another little 75 there. Once again, 8 on the side of caution. I already know the first trade didn't go 100% the way I was expecting it. Might have just went down just to tap me out here. I'm not going to take that chance. Why? Because how many pips do we have to the gold zone? We got like 547 pips. I am not risking I'm not risking losing any money. I don't care if it's $1. I'm not risking losing even $1. And there's 500 something pips in the way. Yeah, that's it. You know, if you think about that entry that I took 2 entries so far, they're both pretty much the same entry. They're both off 630. Went up a candle, got me in profit, exited. 650, 655 goes up, 7 o'clock goes up, in profit, exiting. Might be dancing around just to continue up, but I'm okay with taking a small profit, especially when, what's more important is to understand why the day is not normal, right? Because what can price still do? Price can still definitely blow the fuck up right here, go up. But what you guys don't want to do is you don't want to change up the mentality of how you guys are taking your trades normally, right? Take your trades normal, stop loss into profit. If it runs, it runs. Remember, we treat everything like a single, right? I don't know if you guys know baseball. Treat everything like a single. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to hit singles all day until there's going to be one day, all of a sudden, it's just going to be a home run. So here's the thing: if you're willing to risk, right, there's nothing wrong. If you got in like at 7 o'clock and you're willing to risk everything and hold this because we're above perp, that's fine too. But make sure you feel that same way on every other day, right? Because right now this day is not normal. What's happening here is not average. And imagine I just took 2 entries already. That's already one more than I usually like to take. So I'm not just saying that to say that. I'm saying that because it means something to me. And it means that I might not take another entry already. It's only 7-11 and I might not take another entry. Because my first 2 entries that I fully believed in, which are normal juice entries, didn't just go the way I was expecting. So it's not bad, it is data. And it's 100% not bad because I'm in profit on both entries. And if you guys look at my story, you guys will see like that first entry I get into profit as much as like 400, but I don't exit there, right? I'm holding for the gold zone movement. Stop loss is in profit like $100, and we hold. That is what keeps us safe, because that same mentality that I have on the first entry and the second entry is the same mentality I'll have on the days when we run. And when we do run, I'm not complaining. Even on a day like this, I'm still not complaining, because it's all freaking wins. These little singles that I'm hitting are going to turn into a home run one day. And it's not like one day like a year from now. It's one day, probably maybe tomorrow. Probably maybe the day after that. Right? If we all think about days when we get similar movement, at some point, well, that movement changes. And that's it. Right? What happens to the days when we run and then the next day runs and then the next day ranges? Right? It's just the chart trying to trick us. Now today, price is kind of ranging. Yesterday, price kind of ranged as well. What would a normal person think going into tomorrow? They might think, oh, price is going to range. And then what are they going to do? Make it run? They're going to make it run. So whoever's fucking trading is going to be fucked up in the head, because they're going to be like, God damn it, I just saw you range, and then now you're running? Right? Same thing when we run, and then we range. Everybody gets fucked up on the day when we range. So, it's a funny, fickle-ass game that we play. And remember, all they're trying to do is just fuck with us enough that we doubt what we're doing, and then that just fucks everything up. So, nothing ever fucks me up, because if you get in at the right spots, you'll always be able to get into profit a little bit. Just enough that you'll be able to hold on to your entry, expecting the right direction to happen. Right? Because let's really be real. We've seen 2 good solid entries right here. 2 good solid entries. I'm just making sure that you guys don't brain fuck yourselves the next time you guys see these 2 exact same entries, making yourselves afraid to take them. Because that's what's happening today. Today is the brain fucking day. At least that's what I would say. Don't let them brain fuck you. But I seriously might be done. I seriously might be done unless price decides to break from these areas. We got price here dancing on perp. I seriously may be done for the day. Got a tiny hammer off perp.
Price looks like it might want to continue up here off of perp.
I need to take a call, guys. I'm still on this call, but I'm in it as prices at P Gold Zone. Once again, I'm only in it at one contract, so I'm in profit like 30 bucks right now. But I had to take it as price was supporting perp again, and taking it here at this one contract is me purely just taking it to play the strategy out. As we all should. But remember, price stayed above perp, and yes, it danced around and then finally shot up. So we never know that this is going to happen, but what do we do know? That price staying above perp is highly likely to have price heading up. There's nothing wrong with doing it the way I did it, where price I moved stop loss into profit on all of them. There's nothing wrong with holding on to them. I just choose not to hold on, especially on ones like at the first entry I took like at 630, 635. As price comes back down and breaks under at 645, yeah, that type of stuff, I'm not holding on to that. So price is pushing hard here. Price is pushing hard. Whoa, 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 what is that? What news is popping off right now? I don't even know what news is popping off right now. But my stop loss is in profit at the gold zone. Now I'm just gonna hold. Now I'm just gonna hold that and see where we go. I need to, I'm going to be taking another call again here shortly. Yeah, I'm out too. It just tapped me out. Out at the gold zone. So yeah, that'll probably be it for me, guys. That'll probably be it for me. I need to take care of some travel stuff right now, so I'm still ending the day. Let's see. I'm ending the day about 5:25. Nothing crazy. I need to book some things online, so as I'm booking my stuff, I will be paying attention to these charts. But I'll keep you guys posted if I take anything else. But I need to focus on what I'm doing here, so I'm gonna jump off for now. All of the entries were basically the same entries: 2 off gold zone, 1 through perp, and that's about it. So normal day, just having to manage entries, and that's about it. So keep the same mentality going into the next days, and once again, all we're doing is we're hitting singles until we get a home run. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Message me if you guys need me. It's a good day. It's a good day. Yeah, it's a good day. Did everything that we were expected it to do. Being safe about it, and we're Gucci. So, alright guys, message me if you guys need me. I gotta head out. I need to handle this stuff early in the morning. So, laters. Peace everybody.